So these are my top tips on how to keep your house smelling fresh and nice. So my tip number 1 is using one of my all-time favourite products, Zoflora. I've been using Zoflora for a couple of months now after seeing it on Instagram, and I actually use it in a few different ways to make my house smell good, so I'll mention it a few times. But my first way that I use it is I fill it first thing in the morning with boiling water from the kettle. I fill my sink with boiling water and Zoflora, especially the Christmas edition at the moment. It smells so good, and it literally fills your whole house and makes your whole house smell for the rest of the day. So I'll leave it in there. Obviously I use it to clean the kitchen, and then I'll leave it in the sink for a while afterwards, and it smells really, really good. My tip number 2 is to use carpet refresher powder. This one is made by Glade. I got this in B&M. I think it cost £1, and I don't have much carpet in my house. I only have it running up my stairs and on the landing, but I have a dog and I get really paranoid that the house smells. So every couple of weeks or so I sprinkle this powder up the stairs and on the landing, and I leave it there for a couple of hours, and then I go back and I hoover it all up, and it smells lemony. My next tip is back to Zoflora, and I saw someone put this on Instagram, but I can't remember who it was, so I can't say thank you. But they recommended putting a couple of drops inside of your hoover. Now if you've got a Dyson, the middle bit of the filter is sort of made of soft fabric, and I drop a couple of drops on there every once in a while, and it means when I'm hoovering the smell comes out and it smells really, really good. My next tip is Zoflora again, and this time, this is if I have people coming over, or especially over Christmas I would do this. If you put a bit of kitchen roll and put it behind your radiator, when the radiator's on obviously, it fills the whole room with a really nice smell. Christmassy smell if you use the Christmas one, and it's not something I do every day, but it is a tip to get your house smelling really good. This tip is a really obvious one, but candles. I have a problem with candles. I'm obsessed with them. My boyfriend thinks I'm crazy, the amount of candles I have, I think. But I just love lighting candles, and every night after the baby's gone to bed, that's my routine, to light the candles. And nothing smells better than a scented candle. I have to say my favourite is probably Yankee Candle. I know that they're an obvious choice, but they are really, really good. But there's other good imitation candles that you can get in sort of B&M and Home Bargains, and I use those as well. And actually Aldi's own candles, you know, the Jo Malone sort of looking ones, they're really, really good. And my next tip is pretty obvious one as well, but diffusers. I have diffusers all over my house that give off a similar smell to a scented candle, but the good thing about a diffuser is it's on all day. The only thing I find with my diffusers is that they work better in a smaller place. So, yeah! So I have them in smaller rooms in my house. So I've got one in my hallway when you come in, I've got one in my downstairs toilet, and they smell really strong because it's a small space. But then I've got one in my lounge and in my kitchen, and you can't smell that one as much because it's a bigger room. Now this is my favourite one, and you might have seen this on my Instagram page, but I love, come here. Ew. I love the Lenore Unstoppables, and what I've done is I put just a little bit into the little organza bags. I think I got a pack of 5 from Wilkinson's, and then I hang them up in my wardrobes, and I've put a couple in the drawers as well, and it makes your clothes smell amazing, even stronger than if you put the Unstoppables in the wash, I think. And I did this weeks ago, and I haven't changed them yet, and I can still smell it on my clothes. So it's really, really good value for money, because they're not that cheap, the Unstoppables, but this is a really good way of making them value for money, isn't it? Hey? It's So I hang them in my wardrobe, I hang them in my son's room, and I even put a couple in my hallway where we keep our coats and things to make them smell good as well, and also makes the hallway smell good. Well, thank you so much for listening to my tips on how to make your house smell good. I hope they were helpful. Please subscribe if you want to see any of my future videos. Sorry about the little pest in the video. I think it's time that we go and get ready.